Welcome. In this video, we are going to look at some of Python's built-in string functions. We will be taking a look at the Python string API, and then from there, we will be able to use string methods to manipulate our strings. Let's see how this is done. We want to start using string functions and methods to manipulate some of the strings we create in Python. So let's see how to do this with an example. Start by creating two variables. You can name them whatever you want. I'm just going to call mine science, which I'm going to assign to the uppercase characters science, and another one called apple, which I'm going to assign to the variable apples. Now suppose for a moment that we want the variable apple to have uppercase characters like science. Well, one way to do this is to tediously create another variable called apple uppercase and then give it the string of uppercase characters. Or we can use a function such as apple equal apple dot upper, and this method or function transforms our string apple to become uppercase when we call this. So let's print it out before and after so we can see the change take place. So at first apples is lowercase and now it is uppercase. But how could I have known that the function upper exists? Well, this is where the string API comes into play. So let's open our browser and let's go find the string API. First step is to go to python.org. Next, go to the documentation section. Since we're working with Python 3, click the Python 3.x docs. Next, we want to click on the library reference. In the library reference, we have the entire Python library, but we're interested in strings. So click this on section 6.1. And we're interested in string methods. And here they all are. Everything that's str.something is a method. For instance, this method capitalizes a string. The upper function, it should be down here somewhere under u. Here, upper, string.upper. Return a copy of the string that is case with characters converted to uppercase. So there exist other functions such as lower, such as title, which should be here. Title returns a title cased version of the string. So they give you an example here. Hello world.title returns hello world with the W capitalized. So these functions can save you a lot of time, and if ever you need a reference, you can always go to the string API and search for what you're looking for. Here I'm going to give you some examples of how to use some of these string functions. So let's go back to the editor. Let's change science to be lowercase. So we can print science.lower. And now our variable science is lowercase. Or if we want science to be a title, then we can say .title. You can see now the first letter is capitalized, but the rest is not. Let's see a slightly more advanced example. Let's reassign the variable apple to be a bunch of spaces, then the word apple, and now a bunch of tabs. We want to transform this to just be the same as it was before, all uppercase characters, like we had on lines 7 and 8. But now we have these spaces and these tabs here. So how are we going to do this? If we go to the string API, we will find that Python has a method called .strip, which will remove the white space. So let's use strip in combination with upper to get apple uppercase. So apple equals apple dot strip. Make sure you put these two round brackets, and then dot upper. Let's see if that worked. Perfect, just as we expected. So what is this actually doing? So we're taking our string, which is this guy. We're stripping the white space, so this function is returning just these characters. And then once we've manipulated, or once we've done the stripping, then we say uppercase. So we've just seen that we can chain these functions or methods one after another. This concept is really powerful, and we will be seeing it a lot more later on. In this video, we looked at how to use the Python API to find methods for manipulating our strings. In the next video, we will go more in depth on how to do string manipulations.